Guys, this is a pre-market analysis of 21st of May. Now, compared to the last few days, if you look at it, the global sentiments have improved significantly. And the biggest reason for the sudden optimism, if you look at it, that's the sharp correction in oil prices. And you can see WTI have came below 100 and Brent crude. If you look at it, it corrected almost 6%. And that's one of the biggest positive. I'll come to that. And also, there are positive statements from Mr. Trump on Iran-US negotiation also. And then if you look at US market, there is some strong Nvidia earnings also. And these are the main reason why US market did well. And at the same, despite that, there was a hawkish commentary on when it comes to the Fed minutes, which is related to inflation and the possibility of future rate hikes. There was hawkish, but still US markets have ignored that because of these reasons, sharp correction in oil price and bond yield is also cooling off, and Mr. Trump's statement also. And then US market have done well. Gift Nifty has also did well, and it's at this point it's around 23,810. Now, if you connect it with our opening, it could be 110, 120, 100 point gap up is what we can expect. So at this moment, I'm looking for 100-point gap up in our market. Okay, so it's trading near 23,810 level. So the main reason is, as I discussed, oil crash itself. So if you see last few weeks, a few trading sessions, it was consistently staying above 110, 111, 112, 113, coming to 110 like that only. But now if you see, it have corrected almost 6% and it have came below 106, the Brent crude. And WTI is around 98. So that is a very good positive sign. Something which is coming below 100 is very good psychological boost also when it comes to oil. And also Trump's statement. Trump told that the final stages of negotiation with Iran is going on and Iran war may end very quickly. So this has also triggered the market to go up, right? And also there are additional confirmation like US Vice President JD Vance also said that good progress is happening and Iran want a deal. So these statements, if you couple it together, that's a strong optimism, and a broader peace agreement may finally happen, and that's what we can understand from that. Now coming to Strait of Hormuz also, there is a positive update. There are multiple reports that says the ships and oil tankers started moving again through the Strait of Hormuz, and countries like China and South Korea also confirmed that China, their tankers exited safely. South Korea also confirmed that safe vessel movement through Strait of Hormuz. So, which means the ships are moving under Iranian supervision. So, which means again, market will interpret it like this: the immediate supply disruption fear because of the blockade of Strait of Hormuz is actually reducing, and that's why the oil price have crashed, and that is very good for the market. I hope this is very clear. And also, Pakistan mediation again is going on. Pakistan Army Chief is traveling to Iran for the final draft of the agreement discussion. And the next phase of negotiation could start from 30th of May. So the final takeaway is negotiations are going on now, which is looking very positive also. Trump, US President and US Vice President, both have made positive comments on that. And now it looks much more serious. A final draft is what actually going on. And it looks like much more structured also. And at this point of time, we can take this into consideration and we can believe it looks like, because that is reflected in the oil price also. So the possibility of peace is coming, oil is cooling off instead of what we expected was war escalation till this. So that is why US market have recovered because of this oil price correction and bond yield also cooling off and Nvidia earnings. That's why US market have done well. And Dow Jones, if you see 1.3% up, S&P is around 1.1% up, and Nasdaq 1.6% up. And the VIX, the fear indicator, have fallen 3%, which is now 17.5, which is pretty good, right? So the fear is reducing again. Apart from that, just before I've mentioned about the Fed minute, it was released last day. So FOMC meeting minutes, and it was the tone is of course hawkish. There is a possibility of future rate hike because of the fear of inflation. So it have told that there is a potential rate hike will be there in future because of this war, the crude oil prices and everything. Inflation possibility is higher already. Last inflation data, if you see, that have increased beyond the limit. So there is a future rate hike possibilities there, but still market have reacted negatively to this, right? Normally, when you see a hawkish commentary or possibility of increase in rate, market should fall. But because of this oil correction, which is the biggest trigger at this point of time, and also the bond yields are cooling off, because of that created the positive sentiment, and this dominated over the hawkish Fed meeting minutes, right? And Nvidia result is also was very good, above expectation, and Nvidia also announced around 80 billion share buyback. So that's again a huge positive for the global tech sentiment, and that's why Nasdaq have done very well. So now coming to Indian ADRs, all major ADRs are closing positive. That looks like we can have a very good opening also, and then can be a follow up also. HDFC ADR is 1.5% up, and ICICI is around 1.5% up. So both important banks have closed positive. Yeah, overnight, very good recovery was also there. And if you look at IT, Infosys is positive. Wipro is also looking good. So both IT and banking is looking strong, right? Overnight recovery signal is what you can see. But the main concern for us was rupee. And yesterday, RBI came up with something like a dollar currency, the rupee swap also. So rupee falling to 97 every day for the last 7 days was hitting fresh all-time lows, was very bad for the market. But now, if you see from macroeconomic perspective, when rupee closing, like in the last couple of months itself, rupee have fallen almost 6%, which is not good. In the last week itself, I think rupee have fallen 2%, which is not at all good. So RBI have to take measure for that. And you cannot simply allow a free float like this. In that case, RBI have to come and inject dollars from its reserve. Yes, we have issue with the forex also, when rupee is depreciating, when oil prices going up. Forex's outflow is what maximum, but still RBI have to, from its reserve, have to inject liquidity in dollar, so that the demand for dollar will come down. When you see what happens when the supply of dollar is more, then there won't be pressure on rupee, right? Now the supply is less. So RBI have to supply more dollar so that you can control it. And there is a 5 billion USD INR swap auction is going to happen, right? And it's scheduled on May 26th. And that could be a positive, because that is necessary at this point of time. So RBI now is selling dollars, means RBI is pumping dollars, means RBI is injecting liquidity in dollar. So the problem now is demand of dollar is high. So RBI, when supplying dollar, that to an extent may be controlled. Now that can remove the rupee liquidity and add more dollar liquidity, right? But still, dollar is a hard currency and everyone prefer dollar. To what extent you supply, still it won't match also for the demand. But let's see what is going to happen. But that will be a short-term relief, not a permanent solution or anything. Definitely, this can increase M2M losses on large banks, and that can be negative for some banks. Okay, that's something which we need to keep in mind. But if you look from the macroeconomic perspective, this action is very much necessary. Otherwise, rupee now, if you allow this to go like this for one more week or couple of weeks, maybe rupee may go and touch 100, which is going to be very bad. Three figure, if rupee is going, means you're finished, right? Psychologically also, and your country's currency is plummeting like this. That's not good. It's a shame also. Now, this action is necessary to stabilize rupee and to defend our currency, and our, in a way, it is connected to our pride also. You're saying your currency is valueless, right? So that is something which is required. Okay, now coming to the institutional data. FIIs again were net sellers. They sold for 1,500 crore, and DIIs were net buyers, 2,000 crore. Now, if you look at the open interest data, calls added 9.5, puts added more, 22.5. So put call ratios now looking favorable, more bullish, 1.14%. That's a bullish improvement. It keeps changing every day now. When it comes to give a dip, there is a buying coming and put option selling. When there is an up move, there is a selling and there is a call addition also happening. So now this tomorrow, it may be today when it comes to 24,000, but since positivity is there today, right? Sentiment is also turned positive. So I don't think that more calls will be coming today, but let's wait and watch. It's our market. Our issues are different than what we see globally. Okay, participant positioning as usual. Prop traders are neutral. Clients, retailers are bullish, 18.3%. FIIs are still bearish, 16%. Okay. Now, if you look at the technicals I have discussed yesterday already. So yeah, we need to look for a breakout of 23,800. 23,800 could be a level that if they break out, then 24,000 is the next target. So entire world know that 23,600 to 800 range is slightly difficult. So once you get a breakout of that, it looks good for the up move, and staying above 24,000, then we can say market is coming in a bullish territory. Now we have all the factors which are actually favoring war related positivity, Trump related positivity, bond yield coming down, which is positive. Most importantly, crude oil positivity. At this moment, market, if can close 24,000 and stay above that, it will be more good. So this is a chance. Okay. Now, rupees also RBI is taking some measure. So majority of the negativities, at least for time being, is removed. If you look at the support level, 23,500 could be the important support. 23,800 is the major resistance. So yeah, so that's it. And if you look at Bank Nifty also, important support is at 53,000, 53,200 level. Resistance 54,000, 53,900 to 54,000 could be the major resistance. And maximum OI call side, it's at 24,000. It's still there. 24,000 could be again a resistance after 23,800. And then 23,800 also good amount of call writing is there. And then 24,200. These are the three levels. And put side, if you see 23,000, so that is the major support. So the bigger range is 23,000 to 24,000 itself, and the smaller range is 23,200 to 24,000. Right, today's range it is expected to be 23,500 to 23,800, that 300-point range. So see, the global sentiments have improved significantly. There are a lot of positives. Just keep this in mind. But then again, we can look for buy on dips today. That will be better. In case if you find weakness, you can look for scalping opportunity on the put side also. I'm not denying that, but buy on dips could be better. Oil prices below 100, which is psychologically very important, right? And Trump optimistic comment, which is also looking good. US market strong closing is also good. Gift Nifty is also showing something good. Nvidia, it won't have much effect on us, but still it looks good. Bond yields, as I told you, Strait of Hormuz opening gradually. So there is a fear of energy disruption is also coming down. But still, rupee is at 97 threat, but RBI is coming up with some measures to inject liquidity on dollar, which is good. FIAs are bearish. That is bad. Last 3 days they were buying, but now last 2 days they are selling. Fed hawkish comment, slightly bad, but US market have ignored that. We are not much concerned about that anyway. Fed comments and FIAs are connected. FIAs anyway selling. So whether Fed comment is there or not, FIAs are selling anyway. So not much affecting. So again, always remember, these positive situations can always quickly reverse also. So keep that in mind and trade responsibly. If you would like to join us for the live market mentoring session, we have a 4 days live market decoding, live market training and trading session. We have 1 month programs. You can get in touch with our team. You can try for 4 days, and then if you wish to, you can continue also for lifetime as long as I am there. So see you guys. Thank you.